with Jon Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. It is a Monday 6-game DraftKings main slate starting at 7 p.m. Running to 8 o'clock. They cut off the late games, and nothing new here with DraftKings. Grande, some pretty interesting matchups that we have here on tap. Orlando, Atlanta, Phoenix, Boston. We have Memphis and Chicago. Josh Giddey putting up some big fantasy points here of late with those triple doubles. Jason Tatum played over 30 minutes, so we seemingly are past any sort of minutes limits with him when he did that against the Wizards. So should be kind of a fun slate here.
Yeah, 3 teams on this slate on back-to-backs. Warriors, Trailblazers, and the Mavs. Are interesting slate overall. With some big time names and looking forward to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, Golden State had ruled out everybody sort of on the front ends here, so I'd imagine we get a lot of those guys active, particularly Horford. No, though, right? Horford's out for a little bit.
Horford out extended period of time. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I think Draymond's expected to play.
Zinger, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, TBD always with Porzingis. Yeah. I mean, he could be in 1 second and out literally
right. That's right.
5 seconds later.
Well, if we got a point guard, then Devin Booker, point guard, shooting guard, $9,200. Josh Giddey's $9,000. You have Cooper Flagg here at $8,700. He had a good game on Sunday. Brandon Pajemski's playing right now at $8,300. So not like an overly expensive tier. We only had one guy over $10,000. That's Jalen Johnson. So it could be a nice, fair and balanced build type slate here. But talk to me about the top 4. Is it weird seeing pods up at $8,300?
Yeah, it depends on who plays and who doesn't. Because if they had 10 available on Sunday, and like LJ Cryer, Malivi Lyons, they didn't even Omer Yurt-7 is playing. Like there's a lot of weirdness going on.
Omer Yurt-7, our boy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's back in the league. His head coach today said he doesn't know much about him, just going to play him today. So that's great. Glad that you've done your scouting, Steve. But yeah, it is a little interesting to see. But like, there's also like real injury stuff going on here. Like Melton, I know should play. He's been dealing with like a lot of weird injuries.
He had a groin injury that kept him out, but then he played yesterday.
And then there was a hamstring, and now they're listing him with a knee. So, like, go figure what the heck is going on. So, long-winded answer, yes, but maybe not too crazy depending on who plays. D-Book has been insane scoring the basketball. Obviously did nothing else last slate. That's okay. Sometimes that's going to happen. Definitely okay going back to Booker at 92. Tough spot. Like, he will be the contrarian play of this tier. Yeah. Josh Giddey is going to be uber chalk. If Josh Giddey is going to do this, I mean,
we bet the triple-double on one of those games.
He's, and if you, it's like, but like, if you look at it, it's like 20 potential assists a night. It's like 15 plus rebound chances a night. The scoring is way, way up. I mean, this was the guy... And the minute he's 39, 40, and 43 minutes. Like the Bulls, although not winning a lot, which is great, they have been much more competitive, largely due to Josh Giddey. So yes, he will get a lot of ownership in this Memphis matchup. And like Flagg obviously had hit a rookie wall. I think that seemed pretty obvious. Like coming back from the injury, he was like pretty bad. Until Cleveland. He faces Cleveland and he's like, oh, back-to-back games here? Oh, I can score. They have the reigning defensive player of the year, and it's 25 plus in back-to-back games. Oh, all right, cool. So that kind of got them going, and now it's the Pelicans, who, for what it's worth, have obviously been much better. We don't know if DeJounte plays here; he's questionable, but they've been much better since DeJounte has entered the lineup. But I have no reserves going to Cooper Flagg on a back-to-back. His minutes have been rock solid.
Yeah, you want to go down to the next tier. You have Trey at 79. What did he get to for minutes against Boston? Up to 24 now. Still probably too expensive, but good to see the minutes on the rise. Derek White, DeJounte with a questionable tag here with just an illness. So I guess we'll see. He's been unreal. 35 and 27 in the last 2 games against Houston and Toronto for DeJounte Murray. Drew Holiday, NAW, and Jalen Suggs round out your 7K tier.
Yeah, I think Trey's too expensive, as you mentioned. I think Derek White is too expensive as well. I'm okay with it if you end up getting to Derek White, but it's not a priority for me.
Yeah.
DeJounte plays 7,700 is probably not enough for the upside that we're getting, and like everything. The minutes are great. Scoring is great. We know he's great peripherally, so no objection to DeJounte if he plays. Drew, just one of those games on Sunday, barely played. They played a lot of scoot. It was a Denny Avdia game. Mm-hmm. Those happen. So back-to-back, only 24 minutes. Maybe the minutes, maybe he gets extended a little bit more. NAW 73, definitely fine with no. This is a very interesting game. Hawks have won 9 in a row, and Orlando's won 8 in a row. Yeah. So 2 of my favorite teams coming into the year finally playing well. I think NAW is definitely in play. I prefer if Jonathan Kuminga doesn't play, truthfully. And then Jalen Suggs, we know now that Jalen Suggs is playing full minutes, I have no objection basically at any price. Because they're missing 2 starters in Black and Wagner, and now he's playing full minutes. There's a infinite ceiling for Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, and he's got a good usage rate. We've talked about this. It sits in the mid-20s, even with a team with Bain and Banchero. So pretty solid play at the low 7K tier. CGM, is Jerome questionable? Doubtful. Okay, so maybe no Jerome. They ruled out Scottie Pippen for the season, so they're just
and Aldama just got surgery on his knee.
Yeah, so Memphis doing the tank as well, but CGM's there at 868. Pritchard's been struggling. He's $6,300. Gillespie $62. Javon Small, last man standing in the backcourt there for Memphis. He's $6K.
Yeah, the Pritchard one is just tough. It's just really tough pill to kind of swallow there. Yeah. Tatum coming back, we knew that was gonna ultimately happen. Also, Gillespie pretty tough to get to when they're healthy, especially with Grayson Allen. I think the minutes very well could fluctuate.
Jalen Green fully hitting his stride right now. So
Jalen Green's great, and him and Booker are both just absolutely dominating.
I was gonna say they're basically on the floor 240% usage rate guys. So
it's just impossible for anyone else to really do anything. Javon Small has been crazy elite. Obviously, Memphis has a lot of randomness right now because they signed Giroux, they signed Burton, or they called Burton up signed him from the G League. Yeah. Gibson made his debut. Memphis is a big just wait and see for me. I don't really. It's hard because they have Gigi's not going to play. And Jerome's not going to play, but Walter Clayton could be back, and then it's things could get really funky again with this team. So I can acknowledge Javon Small being really good in fantasy, and also not knowing what to do with Memphis until a little more clarity.
I mean, for $200 cheaper, you have Trey Jones who's playing a bunch of minutes right now for the Bulls. I don't know, if that continues. But they're still missing guys, so I would imagine that would be the case. You do have Scoot. You have Brandon Williams, the guy that I always consider playing just off the bench for them. And if they do decide to sit, Cooper Flag on a back-to-back because it's the Pelicans or something like that, he would obviously become more valuable. You have Cam Spencer and Pat Spencer here at 51 and 5K.
Yeah, Jones is probably the guy for me there. I don't hate any of the other stuff, but Spencer would probably need would probably need Clayton to be ruled out too to maximize the minutes. I know he played 30 the other day, but I don't know how sustainable. I mean, his minutes have been effed with all year. Same thing with Pat Spencer. In a situation where they're down a bunch of players, then I would consider it. In a situation where they're not, I wouldn't. pretty straightforward for me there. And then you just get below. I mean, Triori like is starting and like barely playing.
Yeah.
Will that continue if Seraph doesn't though? Seraph has a calf thing, so like I guess I could see a scenario where Triori is interesting if Ben Seraph sits, but if Ben Seraph plays, just no thanks.
Okay. Any other value here?
I mean, Dejan Giroux played 24 minutes. Like another Memphis could be Memphis play. If Giroux is, I mean, he's going to be available. But if they are without, if they're without Gigi, Clayton, and Jerome, which two of them are expected to be out, then yeah, I think Giroux's okay. Dillingham at 41. If Colin Sexton is out, they're starting to give Dillingham more minutes. If Sexton plays, no thanks, because we just see repeatedly that Billy Donovan's just going to extend Sexton. So Dillingham for sure in play if guys are out. I'm curious what Dallas does here. They started Ryan Nembhard on Sunday, and they've now actually started him in back-to-back games. They went small. They used PJ at the 5. If Gafford is out, I expect that they do that again. Okay. Gafford was doubtful going in with an illness, so if he's not cured on Monday, Ryan Nembhard probably draws another start.
Gafford got us that big day for us in the betting, and it hasn't played since. Double rebounds, hasn't played since. All right, anything else here?
No.
Shooting guard, we go. Booker, we talked about. You have Jaylen Brown at 91. Price keeps coming down on Jaylen Brown as Jason Tatum's minutes rise. Doesn't make it right. If anything, maybe makes it a little bit more appealing to play some Jaylen Brown here. Pods and Bane are 81. Murphy's $7,600. Where if DeJounte was to sit, would boost him up a little bit more there. Jalen Green's still under 7K. I mean, again, I know it's Boston, which makes it difficult to really like fully invest, but he's been out of his mind here of late as well.
Yeah, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it was the Monstars at 60. Jalen Green has been insane.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like this. I don't think he's going to shoot 50% from the floor, like every night. That's not really his game. He's not like, but he does have the ceiling is what we're chasing. Like he has a really high scoring ceiling. Yeah. And I imagine
total 9.5 point spread in this one.
Yeah, it's not a great game to target. It's two very slow paced offenses. But both Jalen's Brown and Green in this game are both too cheap. I don't on the Murphy front, I honestly don't care if DeJounte's in or out because he just has a incredibly high ceiling because he can make threes in bunches.
Sure.
I agree that it helps him like in terms of ceiling, like just naturally taking DeJounte off the floor would help everyone around. But I think Murphy's ability to just score in bunches puts him kind of in play regardless of who's in or out. I mean, 37 minutes too in a competitive game shows you like there's a really high ceiling with this guy.
For sure. Last two games I only say this because like you said, DeJounte the last two games over 33% usage rate in those games. Murphy's 23%, which is still good, but you would take Murray off the floor, you'd get close to 30% usage rate for Trey. So it kind of bumps.
I don't disagree at all. I'm just saying like Murphy is a really good tournament play if DeJounte plays because we know the field. We've seen how good DeJounte's been, right? Like everyone's going to play DeJounte Murray. Murphy's basically the same price, and honestly has probably more consistent. I mean, obviously he's giving.
I was gonna say these games are all with Murray for the most part, so it's not as if he can't score. To your point, right? They just maybe there'd be a little bit more of a ceiling, but maybe not. Yes. Who knows? Like having a real ball handler kind of helps an offense. So
right.
So yeah, good. 7,600 versus Dallas. Dallas not a good defensive team as it is. The Jalen Green thing, I agree with you. It is too cheap from a price point standpoint. It was more so for me the low total spread, but Boston was a 3 touchdown favorite against the Wizards the other day, and they only won by 10. So as you say, you can never count on the blowout.
Dude, it's just not a thing. Dude, it is not a thing. games that you think are going to be competitive blowout and games that are
20 and a half
maybe
point spread in that game.
dude, I'm just like games that you think are going to be or blowouts are close. It's just that's how the NBA operates.
Sure. Where do you go next, I guess is my question. Like once you get past Jalen Green.
Najee, if he keeps starting, if there's no, I mean, they started him again on Sunday, 32 minutes. I do think it's like, I don't know if it's like solely Gafford dependent, but I do think it helps not if they're not going to play a center, right? Then it's like there is something there, more minutes for everyone else. You mentioned Trey Jones. I like him. If Sexton plays, I'd probably go there if barring no minutes restriction. Cedric Coward's played 24 and 25 minutes since returning. I'd be okay going to Coward at $5,100, especially if Walter Clayton were to end up getting ruled out. We know he's an elite like rebounding wing.
Yeah, I mean, again, just sort of the potential there. Let's see. Any other value down here that you would peek at? I mean, Shireman just missed all of his shots. Would you consider going back there though for him?
I'm fine with it. I don't have
still had 9 boards, played 25 minutes. Just probably would have been on the floor longer had he not gone 1 for 8 shooting. So
I have nothing. It's like an indifference there. Drake Powell played 32 minutes the other day. That could be something we take a look at. They're what did they list? Porter as doubtful. Clowney. Porter's out. Clowney's out. That was it. Yeah. Porter out. Clowney out. Man out. Dayron Rip out for the year.
Yeah.
So they are pretty shorthanded. So like I don't necessarily enjoy playing Drake Powell, but 3,900. Agbaji 33. I think he DMP'd the other day. So if he were to start, I mean they're down a bunch of guys.
Yeah. Let's see. Do they have Zaire?
He did start the other day. He's a small forward, I believe. Forward,
4,700. Well, I still only played 21 minutes because that's just what they're doing now too. If we do go to small forward, you have Jaylen Brown's here. You have Denny at under 9K against Brooklyn.
Yeah, he was 9K on Sunday, and he was the cover. I made him the cover of my playbook, so I'm very bullish on Avdia. Anywhere around this price tag, I'm very bullish on Denny.
I'm with you there. Again, Baines 81 can play him here as well. A lot of these other guys you kind of hit on. You do have Sadiq Bey at 65. De Silva's 56. You could have Kuminga if he plays at 58.
Yeah, what do we make of the Kuminga minutes the other day?
Another guy that just missed the shots. Plus, wasn't that the game Richeche just went nutty, right?
It was the good Richeche game, yeah.
So it could also just been that,
I just don't know if I like the price on this Jalen Johnson, CJ McCollum team. I don't know if I like the price when they're healthy.
Sure, that's fair.
That's my only real take there.
That's true because his big games were when Jalen Johnson wasn't in that game, right? So
yeah.
Again, you do have De Silva here, another 30 minutes. Obviously, didn't have the scoring ceiling, but he's been doing enough of everything else to kind of pay for it. So
yeah, he's been great, dude. So great.
Big price bump. They at least didn't wait on that, so that's plus.
Yeah, it does make it. He's going to be low owned. I'd go out on a limb and
you at least have to think about it. Right? When he's under 5K, you're just like, what are we doing here? Just keep playing him. So let's see. Will Riley and Koulibaly. Koulibaly had another scoring game. It was 29 against.
They've been actually giving him minutes, but he played 35, 37, and then 24. So Jalen Wells off the injury report. I've been saying this a lot. When Ty Jerome doesn't play, Jalen Wells' usage rate goes way up. And he's basically, if you look at the last 3 big games Jalen Wells has played, Ty Jerome has not played in any of them. And Gigi's not going to play in this game too. So I think Jalen Wells is going to be an easy click for me, 48. That would probably be the one Memphis guy that I
feel good about.
Good is very strong.
Quotations,
Good is very strong. Feel something for. I feel okay about. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be how I word it. I feel okay about.
Anything else at small forward? I mean, Riche is 45, $100. Had a big game, put him on the floor, had an okay game. He played 20 minutes. So, 45. Got the rebounds.
Yeah, I'm good with. I mean, Leonard Miller, if he starts again, dude, Leonard Miller has been insane.
38, 31, and 36, yeah.
And 32, 30, and 38 fantasy points in those games. He has been incredibly efficient from the floor. He's an elite rebounder. He's always near the rim, too, like always grabbing offensive rebounds. Leonard Miller would be the other guy that I'm very interested in.
I like that shot. All right, go to power forward then. Interesting. We have Jalen Johnson at $10,900. We have Paolo Banchero 96, Denny's 88, and we have Tatum at 86, coming off a season high in minutes.
Yeah, I mean, my take never changes on Jalen Johnson. He's an elite fantasy player.
Giannis level play. So
I mean, if you want to just basically,
it's not even fair to say he's a Giannis level play. He's a Jalen Johnson level play.
Yeah, all-star. Yeah, all-star. They've won a bajillion games in a row thanks to his play, and his team is playing really well, and he's really good. Same thing can be said for Paolo, another guy who, you haven't necessarily been wrong with like needing the ceiling. I think some of them have ended unfortunate. Some have there's no way in an overtime game against Washington that scores 140 points should Paolo Banchero not have like 60, right? In a game he plays 42 minutes, but we've also seen he go for 40 actual. He's had multiple 50 actual point games in his career already, so like can play in a really good game environment. I have no problem with Paolo without
the defense, right? Like
yes, there's no blocks. Yeah, no stocks. Yes, no stocks.
That's what kills you in DFS right there.
And unless you're getting like, he flirts with triple doubles, but he doesn't finish them. So like, if you're not getting stocks, like we need the other bonuses.
27, 8, and 7 is great for a real stat line in a real NBA game, but not when you're paying $99,000
or like seasonal. Like great, thank you for your seasonal performance. Right. I appreciate the 45, but like if we're paying you, that's not even 5x. So Denny, we talked about. Yeah, I think, dude, Tatum, if you're gonna play this many minutes, we know the peripherals are elite. The scoring still he's just not efficient right now, and that's happening. That's gonna happen. It's gonna continue to happen throughout the whole year because again, he's returned faster than anybody else in NBA history from the injury that he's had and sustained. But like, okay, it doesn't matter. Like he's playing through. If he's gonna play 30 minutes, we don't care about efficiency. The efficiency can kick rocks.
27 minutes for 3 straight games, 32. So now we're here, right? We're almost no minutes limit, So
yeah, and I shouldn't. I'm not even going to try to speculate what his minutes are going to be because I've thought they weren't going to be this from the jump, right? Yeah. And I was obviously incredibly wrong about that, but it kind of just is what it is. Like they're going to give him minutes, and we gotta have to just kind of.
We can't really. We're no longer thinking less than 30. From here, it only goes up, right? So
it's either
32 as a floor or higher. So.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously, in situations where they could probably get him out of the game, they'll happily do that.
Sure.
Like in a situation where they're like, oh, we're up by 18 in the fourth. Like you're not playing again today. He's
Jordan Walsh, get him again.
Yeah. But yes, I'm no objection to Tatum at this point because we know what the price is going to. The end game is he's 10K.
Yep. You got Bazelis here, $7,700.
He's been elite, by the way. He's been
I was had a ceiling 41 actual in 45 minutes versus Golden State.
I mean, he's just kind of been really good, right? Like he's been an elite fantasy player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The price is obviously a little bit concerning, but
it's fun and frustrating probably for you as a fan. But like when they get to this point where it's the end of the season, they don't really have a good team or like these guys who you want to see kind of step up and take over. It's good to see him actually perform that way,
Yes, him and Giddey, and Jalen Smith when he plays second legs of back-to-backs are like the three guys I'm like excited to watch.
Yeah.
Everything else is just kind of like, oh, I'm happy Leonard Miller is playing well. Maybe he's going to be like a rotation piece.
Right.
But I don't know if it's going to be for the Bulls long term.
If Ellis wasn't performing in these spots, you'd be concerned, right?
Yes.
They're giving him all of the opportunity to be the guy. So
Never earlier in the year would you see a 28 shot game from Modest Buzelis.
Zion $7,500.
Yeah, I think we're entering that territory where like this spot is a can't miss spot because Dallas allows more points in the paint than any other team in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can't do it in this spot, I am uncertain if
he can again.
DeJounte, if he's ever going to, because DeJounte.
Sure.
It's been blatantly impacting Zion, I think, more than anyone else.
Yeah, let's see what the usage for Zion has been here.
I've looked at it. He's barely over a fantasy point per minute with DeJounte.
Dude, 20% usage rate, 22% over the last 10 games.
And it's barely over one fantasy point per minute. And like
time for him to start shooting threes again, man. Attempted 1 3-pointer the last 10 games.
Yeah, I was watching some Duke highlights actually.
He came into the league and he's shooting threes. He wasn't good at it. We kind of like crapped on him for like wanting to shoot threes, but like maybe he's trying to shoot a little bit. Try to shoot a little bit. So, Santos is $7,300 here, but if
players are back. No thanks.
Those guys are back. Agreed. Jeremy Grant $65. Danny Wolf $5,900. 15-10.
This is an interesting one because it was a competitive game, and Brooklyn's doing the Wizards strategy.
Yeah,
where they're like basically not playing anyone in the fourth quarter. Wolf played over half the quarter, but he didn't close the game. In a competitive game, he only played 26 minutes. Just one of those situations where
they had no front court in the game. Was Claxton going to play in this game? Yeah, Claxton's going to be back. They didn't have Claxton. They didn't have anybody in that game.
They're making sure they lose the game.
Basically,
that's just what it is. Like they're ensuring that they lose the game. Dude, in that fourth quarter, he had 7 points and 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
They were like, you got to get off the floor. We're catching up. We can't win this game.
Needed it because I had taken the over 6.5 rebounds on him. So it was a clutch fourth.
I'm just saying, like, I think maybe there's games that are like more of a blowout where he gets 30. But I think in competitive games, we might see a limit of 20, 26, 27 minutes if he's playing too well.
Sure. Let's see. Washington, De Silva.
PJ had the random PJ Pop Sunday game. Yeah. But again, just pointing it out, he starts at center in this game, 20, 11, and 6 stocks, 33 minutes. If they're without Gafford, New Orleans also not running center out there. They're playing, Herb and Zion.
A couple of minutes.
But Queen's dead. Like they don't play Derek Queen, and
got to trade your whole draft for that guy, so that's fine.
Yeah, and the best draft class in the history of the NBA. Yeah.
Yep. No, I agree with you on the PJ thing. If he's there again at that price, pretty elite stuff. Where do you go?
Hendricks for a ceiling. Okay. You hope the ceiling. You get the ceiling game.
Yeah. 35 and 41 in 2 of the last 4. The last
and then
20 the 2.
Yeah, if you don't, you basically just try again on Tuesday. It would be a
ceiling matchup, right?
It would be a ceiling matchup, but if you don't get it, try again on Tuesday or try the late slate.
Sure.
Let's see. We talked Leonard Miller. I mean, Minot is one of the guys that are in the closing lineup for Brooklyn. might not matter if you play him or not.
Yeah, they played Cheney Johnson.
They
too.
did play Cheney Johnson. I wonder who starts if it's even a front court player, because they could just technically play Danny Wolf and Claxton together.
Sure.
But I wonder who starts for Clowney, because that's something that we'll need to figure out. But Cheney Johnson could absolutely be the guy that gets minutes.
Sure. Patrick Williams, $3,500. He back for the guys?
He is, but that doesn't
matter to you.
He's Patrick Williams. He's still Patrick Williams.
Fair enough. Anything else?
They'll give him money. I don't understand how he got the money he got.
Because he has stretches, and then we even had at this point in time this year, we're like, ooh, like Patrick Williams is kind of playing good again. And then he goes back to being the Patrick Williams.
He goes back to being Patrick Williams. Yeah. Noah Penda played. Do they have? Wait, let's see the status of Jet Howard. We didn't mention Jet Howard, and that was my fault. Jet Howard is 3,600. If Jet Howard plays, he's like basically operating as their sixth man right now.
Okay.
If he doesn't, I would go to Penda as like a punt play. He was the first one off the bench for Orlando the other day. Him and Jamal Cain were like super good in that game. So I would be okay with Penda. I probably wouldn't double down on Jamal Cain, but just thought I'd maybe give him a shout here. It's probably Penda for me down here, because we talked the Brooklyn stuff, like Cheney Johnson and Minot.
Yep. All right, center, Klingon 78 versus Brooklyn. You have a Kongu here at 75 versus Orlando. Those are your top two price guys here. What do we have for Vucevic though?
He dominated. He dominated the other day.
No SAR in this game for this one, so you'll get at least the 20 minutes, if not more here.
They'll probably have Julian Reese available, and they'll probably start Julian Reese right over Vucevic.
Good, I guess, right?
Just saying they've done. We'll see. I guess one of them will probably start.
Sure. They'll be whoever starts will be probably pretty popular.
Yes, whoever starts will definitely have some ownership. I think Klingon, because I don't think Rob Williams went into Sunday slate questionable, and then played really well again, because Rob Williams has been incredible per minute.
Yep.
But I think that Rob Williams probably doesn't play on the back-to-back. I still don't know if we've gotten to Robert Williams back-to-back yet. I think the answer's been no. I think he was they keep listing him questionable in the back-to-backs, and he doesn't play. So Klingon has 40, high 30s upside in terms of minutes here.
Yeah.
So I am definitely in on $7,800 Klingon. He'll be really popular. He's popular every time Robert Williams doesn't play, and it's Brooklyn. So I love Klingon here, and I love Okongwu in tournaments as well.
Keita had a good game the other day because they just didn't cover him.
He did. Washington really can't guard centers no matter what.
They let him roll to the rim untouched 8 times. They just kept on. It was the Celtics broadcast is now we know why Bam scored 83, because they're not even trying to cover Keita. So maybe that means whoever's starting center for Golden State's in for a day.
Oso's good. Oso's a good defender.
Yeah. I always like.
Oh, you're saying whoever starts Golden State. Okay.
Yeah, whoever starts for Golden State at center is going to have themselves a good time probably against Washington. 35, 34, 35 minutes. These are really all I need to see for Wendell Carter Jr. Just keep him on the floor. So,
he actually got in massive foul trouble. I had messaged you on Saturday because I said it was my time to finally get the.
And said you went 3-0.
I did. Yeah. But yeah, he had massive foul trouble in the first half, and then played 21 of 24 second half minutes. So, yeah, I think 5,500 is a good price, dude. They lost Isaac, and they're not confident with anything else. They're really they DMP'd Goga, and they went small, and I kind of like that. I think Orlando should have done that should be testing Paolo and Penda out at center. Paolo should have been small ball centering years ago.
Sure. Yeah, Wendell Carter also matches up the athleticism of that Atlanta front court.
Yes.
Well, so
Agreed.
You have Omax $5,400, Jalen Smith 52. You do have Osa at 51. Anything there for you?
I'm never like opposed to Omax. 54 is a little too expensive for me, especially with like a healthier team.
Sure.
But I don't have like objection. I love Jalen Smith at 52.
That price doesn't seem to make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like the Golden State game was the overtime, and they let him go 34 minutes, and then he played 30 in regulation. I think that was all I needed to see. Then he sits the back-to-back. Now we're not even listing him on the injury report. That is like the telltale sign of finally past the calf
that doesn't have a
injury.
real center, as I can tell.
Doesn't have it. Yeah,
so.
I think Jalen Smith is. I'd almost guarantee Jalen Smith is a top 3 owned player in the first, like, basically all day. I don't even know why I'm going to say in the morning, like all day long. He's just going to be like incredibly highly rostered, and it should be because he's very good.
And if Gafford ends up playing, you're just double centering there. You're just playing them both.
Yeah, he's been a monster. He's been an absolute monster.
Bagley, you said they're playing PJ there.
I mean, Vucevic at 48, if he were to start, would look good.
Agreed. No, I would agree. If Vucevic is in, but then to your point, like, are you just playing whatever center starts for Washington? If Julian Reese does get called back up, or do you think like they just split the minutes? Because when Reese was doing what he was doing, they didn't even have Vucevic, right?
They didn't have Vucevic. Yeah, it's a good point. It's definitely a little risky.
But there's nothing else here, right? Maybe you play Quinn Post if like the other guys actually didn't come back and play.
Yeah, Quinn Post having a huge game on Sunday. Well, we know Horford's not.
Yeah.
We just don't know about Draymond, and we don't. I mean, Draymond, they said expects to play, but Kerr said that about DeAnthony Melton last week, and then DeAnthony Melton didn't play the back-to-back. So I don't know. You can
on
never
the road
trust
against
Steve Kerr.
Washington, maybe not a day. You just let the guys
You can never trust Steve Kerr. They're 2 games under 500, about to be 3 games under 500 after blowing a 20-point lead to the Knicks. Like it's just it's one of those.
Alrighty. Again, Jalen Smith feels like the easy.
Yeah, that's easy. There. Yeah, that's plug and play.
You got to probably do Tatum at 86.
I think like Giddey is probably like my preferred.
Okay, I'm good. I'm absolutely cool with Giddey. Let's see. We had
Jalen Wells 48.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had a Memphis guy that you were shouting for. Jalen Wells works. $6,200. I mean, we said if they did go, they started PJ Washington again at center.
He's a really good price, dude. 5,800 is a really good price.
Do De Silva again? I think it's too expensive now.
I'm fine with it. I'm definitely not as bullish as I was at that price.
Okay. Ready.
Like, there's the Washington stuff. There's Leonard Miller, or not Washington, Brooklyn stuff. There's
the Miller is also just like you can just keep playing.
I don't want to just keep telling you to click Bulls, but
I mean, they're all going to play 30 plus minutes. Some of these guys are going to play 40 minutes. Like, why wouldn't you just keep clicking? Because then it can get you to 2 spend ups. I mean, what's Jalen Johnson 10-9? Still at 5,300 a player. So
yeah, I like it.
We do Giddey, Wells, Miller, Smith, and Jalen Johnson at 5,300 play for shooting guard, and utility. And we know there's going to be some cheapy Brooklyn plays that you could throw in there. So, all right, guys, again, preview show. Live shows at 5. We'll be back here to break it down with some injury news for you all. We'll have the playbook out as well. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We didn't say it at the top of the show, but we'll say it now. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It is a free way to support us, and we appreciate you all tuning in each and every day. We'll catch you later.